beautiful viewers and loves. This is Natalia. Welcome to my channel, Natalia the Vegan Rock Star. And I would like to talk to you about my experience. It's quite unique. The subject matter of this video, as you can tell by the title, is what life is like for me without large intestines. Well, you know, I was born with large intestines, and they were healthy for a while. And I, at 11 years old, got ulcerative colitis through primarily stress and definitely living in a city, which is a very toxic environment for a very sensitive kid, and also food choices. Like, it was the 80s. I remember we were microwaving our food and eating very processed food, so bing, bing, boom, you know, like, primarily stress because why would an 11-year-old get an ulcer? An ulcer is like when you're just holding it in so much, holding in your feelings so much, so stressed out, and you just don't know how to verbalize your feelings and you just hold it in. It's like you hold in your voice, you hold in your fire so much that the fire goes internal and it turns into inflammation kind of fire, and then it's an ulcer type of a fire. And fires and ulcers are hot and heated and they hurt. And so that's what it was like for me as a child. I held in my voice and I got inflamed, literally. So, and then I did heal. I healed for a good decade. I came to the islands, I changed my lifestyle, I got a lot of help, I had my struggles and my experiences and my trials and my tribulations and my roller coaster rides and my ups and downs, and I earned my freaking health back, you know, with this fabulous vegan lifestyle, and primarily with the major assistance of primarily raw foods. You know, I still ate cooked food, but there were times when, you know, I did have all raw strides. Not for forever, but enough to save my life from ulcerative colitis in my 20s and well into my 30s. And then guess what happened? My mom died. And that took the wind out of me. And I was sad and depressed and angry and stressed out and filled with grief. I was so stressed out from my mom's death, so saddened, so filled with grief, and in a state of isolation, dealing with depression and anxiety and PTSD, those kinds of things, and then dealing with myself, which I was already dealing with to begin with, just healing the quirks in my life that I wanted to improve on. With my mom's passing away, it added so much grief into the mix that it was just utterly intense and painful. Yeah, a year ago was when some symptoms started occurring and I started losing weight, and it took like 3 months of just dealing with that, and then I ended up in the hospital, and when they did the CAT scan, it showed up that ulcerative colitis had made its presence known again, and it was so severe from the stress that I had been experiencing. And that first the doctors had proposed to me, hey, we would like for you to consider life without large intestines because, you know, one of those Martin Lewis screams, ah! But a lot more emotional. And I remember talking with the doctors for like an hour and a half, crying, asking questions, getting information, and then doing my research. And that was during my first hospital stay. Second hospital stay, ba-boom. I had the surgery 3 hours after I showed up. And I just showed up at the ER because I needed some help. And they did a CAT scan and they said, look girl, it's got to come out. Are you ready? And I was ready. I screamed. I cried. I called everybody that I knew. And so, over the course of 2 surgeries, I had my large intestines removed. Quite honestly, it saved my life. Saved my life. My large intestines, you know, 11 years old is a very young age to get an illness, a disease. And stress and unhealthy family environments, wow, really? Yeah, it really contributed to that at such a young age. And dealing with that for about 20 years, and then healing from that tremendously by the changing of my environment, my lifestyle, and a lot of my internal mind, mental, emotional world. And I healed, and wow, with the flood of some intense stress coming back, wow, I just didn't know that that kind of taxing had taxed my large intestines to the maximum degree, and that they were literally dying and it was time to go. I had to say goodbye to my large intestines. I had my own ceremony with myself. And I could feel the spirit of my large intestines just like saying, hey, like, we had a good time together. I love you. And, you know, this doesn't mean that we're parting on hard terms. It's kind of like a part of your body is saying that it's time to go. It was a spiritual experience for me, quite honestly. And now, I gotta say, this is what's going on. I feel better. I feel completely better. I feel so much better. It was, okay, intense for me to think that I had to have a surgery to get to feeling so much better. I'd never had a surgery before. I was just totally frightened and afraid and didn't know what to expect. But you know what surgery is like for me? You know, I prepare myself ahead of time mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I just get really calm. I know that, okay, this is for my highest good and these beautiful beings are here to help me and they're divinely guided by the divine. And they give me anesthesia and that's it. And then I wake up and alterations have been made. And then I just deal with recovery. That's a very simple way to put it. But that's what it's been like for me. I sleep through surgery. I've slept through surgery. What a benevolent and merciful way to deal with such an intense removal of a body part. Yeah. And afterwards, I remember just going, wow, like looking at people around me, they all have their large intestines. They have their large intestines. And I was just like having this moment of, wow, I just don't have that part of my organ anymore. Wow. But you know what? I immediately felt better. Ulcerative colitis is extremely painful. Ulcerative colitis internally is like a scar. Like imagine scabbing your arm and you have this bloody, scabby scrape. And it's going to need time to heal. Internally, ulcerative colitis is like a scab, a bloody, mucousy, painful scab, and they ache and they hurt and it cramps and it's hard to digest certain foods, and that's why raw foods was just such a miracle for me. I could digest the food because it had its own enzymes in it. Having my large intestines removed took the pain, literally, removed the pain, literally, out of my body. I have felt so much relief since that's happened. And with the educational side of this experience, the small intestines do absorb nutrition, because people are like, I wonder how you're going to absorb nutrition now. Oh, maybe through your spleen, or your liver, or your skin? Well, guess what? The small intestines has got your back. That's where you do absorb nutrition. Guess what the large intestines do? They suck out the water, and they hold the poop until it's time to poop. It's not really noticeable, but it's just a fact that people who only have small intestines, their poop is acidic because we don't have the large intestines to draw the water out and to just hold it until it just, you know, does what it does before it's time to exit. And so it is known for people with small intestines to have acidic poop. What else? Digestion time is faster. Dare I say that's about it? Because all I can say is that I'm really just proceeding with life, feeling completely better and taking care of myself. It feels so good to live a pain-free life. A lot of this business about just having the large intestines gone, it's more so like this mental thing. I'm the first person I ever met that I'm aware of who has only had their small intestines. I'm the first person I met who's had their large intestines removed. It's totally amazing. There's so many people out there who have ileostomies and colostomies, and people who have had ileostomies and who've had them reversed and who are pooping out of their butts again, and they only have their small intestines and they're doing just fine. You know, it's just a matter of understanding also, in my case, that I need to handle stress differently. Can't let things get to me and need to just practice what I need to practice to let things go more and to forgive. And that's all I'm going to say for now. If there's anything else, I will do a part 2. But this is pretty much my experience. I feel so relieved. I feel so healthy. I feel so much better, you know? And I hope this will help somebody or inform someone who's never experienced or known about this before. It has sure been amazing for me. And so I would just like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hey, guess what? Subscribe and press the like button, okay? Because this channel is awesome. Thank you for watching, and so much love to you.